Hi, this is Ben Bufana. Years ago, I was walking up 8th Avenue in Manhattan, and we all have our type. We all have a certain type that we're attracted to. And so as I'm walking along, I noticed this woman heading the opposite direction. She was going south. And I looked at her, feeling this sense of helplessness as she's walking out off into the distance. As if my heart just fell out on the sidewalk. I'm looking at my heart, I'm looking at her as she disappears, as she walks further along. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, it's New York, and I may run into some attitude or whatever, but let's just see what happens. So I take off in her direction. And as I'm walking on along, I noticed that she turns into a drugstore. I think it was Rite Aid. And so I walk in, and I'm standing there in the entrance, and I can see her up ahead, looking at greeting cards. And so I ask my subconscious mind, I say, okay, what do I do here? When you get in the habit of asking your subconscious mind questions, what happens is your subconscious begins to give you all kinds of little creative insights or inspirations as to how you can address various issues or concerns. So I walk up to the card rack. There she is standing there. And I pretend to be looking at the greeting cards myself. And directly in front of me are these cards that you would send to someone who's getting married. So I turn to the woman standing immediately to my left, and just being the actor here, I just improvised on the spot and said, I have some friends who are getting married. The selection here is really sucky. Can you recommend a place that has a decent selection? That was enough just to get her to engage. And so here we get in this conversation. I noticed that I was feeling very awkward, very nervous, very shy. And so I just thought, okay, I'm going to work with this. So I started breathing into all these awkward, nervous, shy feelings. And as I did so, that began to soften. Those feelings diminished, and that helped me to relax a bit. But then I noticed that there was a part of me that really wanted something to work here. And it's like I could feel something from inside of me just coming up, reaching out, and trying to hold on, really wanting something to work. I thought, well, that's not okay. So it's as if I drew this part of me back into my own body, and I began to breathe into those feelings or whatever it was that part of me that was trying to hold on. I could feel these parts of me just relaxing, softening. So my focus at that point was just, okay, while I'm engaged in the conversation with this young woman, I'm just going to be present, just fully present in my own body, with my own feelings, my own sensations. Again, my entire focus, here is just being fully present in the midst of my interaction. And so she and I continued to talk for quite some time. After a while, I turned my body, angled my body to my right, as I shifted around. And what was really interesting is that she moved over directly in front of me at that point. And then within about maybe 30 seconds to a minute, I took a step back. She took a step closer towards me. Now, the whole time I'm doing this practice, I had absolutely no intention of manipulating or influencing her in any way. My sole intention was to work on my own social anxieties or social awkwardness, just to get to where I was more comfortable in my own body, feeling more comfortable in my own interactions with other people. But just through my experimentation, one of the things I discovered was by working with this practice, it helps us to develop a more magnetic presence. It helps other people to feel more comfortable. As we feel more comfortable in ourselves, then other people feel more comfortable around us. And they feel drawn to us. They want to be around us. They want to be with us. So we were talking for quite some time there. And at the time we first began to speak, she mentioned something about stopping in to pick up a card and that she was on her way to meet somebody. So 45 minutes had passed. We were still talking. And I said, I think when we started talking, you had mentioned that you were on your way to go meet somebody. And she looked at her watch at that point and said, you're right, I'm late. I've continued to work with this practice whenever I meet somebody that I find myself attracted to, whenever spending time with someone. It's a really good thing to do if you're out on a date or if you're seeing somebody, if you're in a relationship. Because what I find in working with this practice is it helps you to get in touch with your physical body, what you're feeling, the different emotions and feelings that tend to be running beneath the surface. It helps you to become more grounded, more rooted, more present in your physical body with all your feelings, more present to your immediate surroundings, to the person that you're with. It deepens the quality of your interaction. And like striking a tuning fork, you strike one tuning fork, the next tuning fork will start vibrating along with it. So it helps to create a deeper resonance. So I would encourage you as well, experiment with this practice. When you're out, when you meet somebody, if you're feeling shy, if you're feeling awkward, do the best you can, while you're staying there, interacting with the person, fully present with your eyes open. Breathe into any feelings, any sensations that emerge. Now, first, be there in the midst of the interaction. Notice what you're feeling in your body. Notice where these feelings are located. Is it tightness in your chest? Is it just a nervousness throughout your body? Is it butterflies in your stomach? What's happening there? What are you feeling? And center your awareness in the middle of these feelings. And to the best of your ability, stay fully present. Just continue to breathe very softly, very deeply. Allow yourself to just open up and relax into these feelings. And to follow them as they go through their progression. Progression meaning it may start with awkwardness, anxiety, it may soften, you may feel more relaxed, you may feel more of a sense of enjoyment in the interchange, but just keep going with it. And again, overall I find that it deepens the quality of the interaction. It drops you more into what you're truly feeling. You're more connected, more rooted, and the effect it has is it does the same with the person that you're engaged with. So again, this has been Lafana, and be sure to check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/healthy and loving relationships. I think that one's better.
Yeah, I think the part about tuning fork was really good, actually.